Well, regarding Hive tests, I guess we don't have much, unless Igor has something, but I guess not.
From my side, there are no updates.
Okay, at least we have someone for Shutter, which is something.
Hello. So I fixed that issue I mentioned last time with the protobuf stuff. So in terms of it's able to get the decryption keys sort of on time for the slot, and also so it can sort of work and produce blocks, but at the moment there are no Shutter transactions actually being posted. So that's why I'm looking into generating some Shutter transactions to test with. And there's also an issue in libp2p where it will work fine for a while, but after a while it will disconnect from the keepers. So that's another thing we need to look into, or I need to look into. And also I've been speaking a bit with Yannick from the Shutter team, just to sort of clarify whether we'll be using the BLS or BN curve. And he said get back to me and confirm which we'll use for the test net.
Sorry, can you repeat the last part? I was.
Oh yeah, sorry, I was speaking to you. So I was just saying I was speaking to Yannick from Shutter just to sort of to clarify whether we'll be using the BLS or the BN curve. So yeah, so hopefully we can establish that soon.
Awesome. That sounds like a good update. And you've never had like one single block with one transaction, like even a manual transaction you created?
No, I mean I'm currently working on generating one because I have to like encrypt it in the correct way and stuff. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you. Guillaume, did you have a question?
Yeah, I had a question. I don't know if you're aware, but we're discussing adding the BLS precompile to in the next hard fork. So that would be, it's called Pectra. And I was just wondering what I understand you haven't decided between BN 254 and BLS, but do you have at least have an inkling of what you would like to choose?
So I would prefer to use BLS. So that's what my implementation is currently using. And the Shutter team kind of said that they basically think that they will be okay with this, but it's just like not exactly clear yet, because they still haven't updated the keepers to actually use it yet.
So right now you wouldn't be able to create blocks anyway, right? I mean, the test keepers presumably use BLS, but not the production ones.
No, so I don't think any of the keepers are using BLS yet. But I mean, I should be able to, in terms of generating the test transactions, it should be fine because I can just generate them with BLS.
Right. All right, thank you for the updates. Do we have anything from Nethermind side regarding like general updates?
Still testing the half path release. We have a few issues, but maybe we will release release candidate very soon. So this is the release about changes in StateDB and related to snapsing. And yeah, we are working on Pectra EIPs as well.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just also going to say, I looked into I made a fix for the blob fee collector issue, but we still need to test that.
Yeah, so I guess it's something you can enable and like at a specific block or something, and then it will transfer instead of burning, right?
Sorry, I didn't understand the question.
Are we talking about the issue that that's for Denkun we burn the blob fee instead of transferring it to the connector?
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, that's the one that I fixed. Yeah.
So is that something I'm presuming that's something you can enable like in a config like the EIP 1559 fee connector, but like a blob fee connector or something that you can enable as a specific block or slot or whatever? Or how does that work for when the time comes to enable it, basically?
I haven't looked into that yet, actually. Yeah, so we need to be able to like enable it from a specific block. So yeah, I guess we need to look into that and then also test it.
Yeah, because that would be a hard fork, right? Marek?
Just to clarify, it has to be a specific timestamp, not block.
Right.
Small clarification, but quite important.
Yeah, I would say if there is no rush, we would just bundle it in Electra. So same trigger as the normal fork.
Does it actually have to be a slot? Can we not just do an EL hard fork?
Yeah, but for EL, the trigger now is timestamps, not block height.
Yes, and
right. Okay.
Yeah, and there will be some details that switching from block number to timestamp and then again to block number will cause issues, at least in Nethermind. And
yeah, definitely timestamp, 100%.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about slots versus blocks for some reason, anyways. Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's fine to bundle this with Pectra. There's no rush for this at this point, so yeah. Okay, so there's no one from Erigon, right? So Guillaume, any updates?
Yeah, so turns out I hadn't reached Denkun yet. I was stuck in January, and that was due to the fact that I did upgrade my CL, and it was starting to send blocks like Denkun blocks as the target. So yeah, I fixed a couple issues. The last one was that there was I was actually decoding. I had the ability to encode blocks in the Denkun way, but not decode them. So I fixed that this morning, and the sync resumed. So I'm currently in February. So I hope to reach Denkun today or tonight, and then we'll see if the fork happens. And if it happens, normally that should be the last problem.
But now you're still pre-Denkun, and you think it will go through Denkun without issues?
So yeah, because I did a rebase, but that failed. I thought that was because of the rebase itself, but it was because of that issue I just described. And turns out, yeah, I'm rooted at December 20th. So most of the Denkun code, if not all of it, is there. So that should work more or less out of the box. I mean, I'll find out when I get there. But yes, I'm currently pre-Denkun, like a month before Denkun, in terms of blocks. And it's gonna take about 8 to 12 hours to get there. And when I do, I'll figure out where I stand.
Awesome, thank you. Gateway, any updates?
No, so far. No.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything left. Yeah. That's what I wanted to ask before. So, Nethermind, you're working on the Pectra EIPs already. Are there any things we have to consider for Gnosis Chain specifically that you're aware of? I guess that's a no.
There was something we discussed on ACD.
Not as far as I know, but.
Yep, sorry. There was something I'm trying to remember we discussed on ACD. They wanted to do something that was going to potentially conflict with Gnosis Chain. Do you remember, Mike?
Yes, it was about empty addresses. So we need to think about it. It's because Gnosis Chain shouldn't have empty addresses with one exception, system address. And there is one retro EIP that clients can assume that there is no empty addresses in the blockchain. So first of all, maybe we need to kind of get these scripts and make sure what's the status of Gnosis Chain, just to double check. But we shouldn't have any empty address besides the system address. And then we can think about what we can do with the system address. And we had ideas before with Andrew. So, for example, send one way to system address and it will solve issue.
Which EIP is this linked to?
Give me 1 minute, okay?
Yeah, no worries. Meantime, I guess that's not much to discuss. Yeah, so Mark, for Shutter, is there anything we can do to help for the like BLS, or I mean for the curve choice, or yeah, anything we can do?
I guess I'm just kind of waiting for it to just be confirmed which one we can use. It seemed like the main issue for Shutter was like they already have stuff deployed on Optimism, so it's just like keeping them in sync. But yeah, just I guess the sooner I can find out which one we'll be using, the better, I guess.
Okay.
There is 2 EIPs related to empty addresses. I think we were talking about 7523. So it is empty accounts deprecation, but it would be good to take a look at another EIP, which is 7610, because it's also related to empty accounts.
Awesome. Yeah, let's keep that in mind then. I will read through them.
So just
right,
a comment about just a comment about 7610, 7610. It should really not. I mean, okay, we need to double check, but it should really not affect us because it's retroactive. It's only going to affect some addresses that would not be reachable and can no longer be created. So yeah, we should be fine. But yes, I agree. We should double check. But honestly, I'm not worried about this one.
Yeah, I expect, to be honest, only something with this system address account, and that's all on Gnosis Chain.
Then, are there any further questions or comments? All right, well then, thanks for joining and see you next week.
Thanks.
Cheers,
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.